Yeah, let's go snap.
Are you sure? Just stay here, dude.
I'm gonna sit in the front.
As Fire Inspector General. All those in favor? All those opposed? The ayes have it.
Alright, then if we're gonna seat the chairs only, I need you to move over so that there are no empty seats next to you. I need you to
Gee, didn't you know that? Wait a minute, let's see if we can top that screen. Ready?
Oh, jeez.
But even more impressive and exciting. Directing Oran High School Host Club will be Caitlin Glass.
And Aaron Dismuke's in it.
It's a twin. It's Cowdy. Is it Cowdy? Save it till the end of the recording session. Because if you have to do it a few times and it starts to take its toll on your voice, you don't want to have to continue recording in a normal tone after you've already stripped it. You know, you thrashed it doing those short rants. So we'll always keep them to the end. And what I'll do is we'll be like, okay, the engineer, are you ready? You ready for this? It's going to be very loud. Turn your record level down, you know. Don't let me do a perfect take and you go, oh, we have to get it again because it went too loud. So we try to make sure everything is just right and go for it. And hopefully a lot of the short rants we didn't have to do more than once. Because thank heavens the animators made his face go like this. Instead of who are you calling? Pipsqueak Midget. And then you have to match the mouth movements for the short rants, and that was a blessing. Question. My turn. Yes. That's awesome.
It's true. She does it on her own all the time.
I've got several favorites. It's hard to pick one again. I love Ed's banter with Mustang. Always.
Yes. Yes.
I love when Al and Ed are getting ready to, when Ed's getting ready to fight Mustang in Full Metal vs. Flame. And Ed says something about, this is going to be a great day, Al. This is when I pound his face in and get some damn respect. And Al, in true form, says, "What's your strategy, brother?" And Ed goes, "I told you, a fist in his face!" But my favorite moments are the quiet moments between the brothers. I love those scenes where Ed... No, really, you know what?
Those are really good.
Where Ed becomes a scared kid, where he lets his guard down, he lets his arrogant, kind of rebellious attitude down, and he's just with his brother. It's so funny. He's such a paradox. On the one hand, he's like, because you know who's going to be the next date out, and it's me, right? And then 20 minutes later, he and Al are in that bedroom and the vending machine in Funimation with the donuts in there, so that you guys would know I wasn't making that up. They're actually powdered sugar donuts in the vending machine. I can't think of any with you. Can you think of any with Kayla?
You didn't tell the donut story.
Yeah.
No, you tell it.
Wow. They like that story.
I like to hear your voice.
Okay. I've never told this story before.
You just make stuff up.
Oh, right. Okay, so Vic was flying on a red plane to the voice acting studio. So he goes to the studio and he had to do a line after Ed got punched in the face. And so Ed had a swollen cheek. And Vic wanted to properly imitate the swollen cheek thing. So he wanted to find something in the vending machine that he could stick into his mouth to imitate the noise of having a swollen cheek, I guess. So Silly Vic gets some powdered donuts. Silly Vic.
Silly Vic.
Let's all say it together.
Silly Vic.
Or like 1, 2, Silly Vic. Okay. So Silly Vic goes into the studio with his donuts. With his donuts, and he sticks one into his cheek, and he does his line. How many lines did you have as that?
Well, that was the funny part. I didn't know how many.
Behold my beautiful autistic alchemy.
Step aside, Chris Abbott.
How many people know this? When I auditioned for Full Metal, there was no Winry audition. It was, the female parts were Hawkeye and Rose, and that's all. And everything else was, you know, Ed, Al, Mustang, Armstrong, Hugh, maybe Hughes, or something like that. And based on, I guess probably based on my audition for Rose, they decided on having me be what's her fucking Winry. That girl that
Winry Rock Butt.
But Justin Cook, who did not direct the show, but he ran the auditions, wasn't really very familiar with my voice, and I guess liked that he was hearing enough to pull up a script from the show and say, read this part, be Lust. So I kind of had basically a callback audition on the spot for Lust, and he wanted me to play with it and use accents and stuff, so of course I had a British accent. But, no. So Lust would have been cool, but I can't imagine it being anyone besides Laura. But the character that I loved the most, just on reading the audition slides, was Al, actually. Everyone thought that maybe they would choose a girl, so it would have been cool.
And they did.
Dang.
Yeah, that was the setup. Hey, you know, that is a lot, that kind of performance. And so I think ultimately, if you don't mind me saying, is this okay? Is this okay? I think what ultimately the decision was made, the basis for the decision was the fact that Al didn't have any mouth flaps. Therefore, it would be a lot easier for a younger kid to be able to pull it off and do a good job, because they wouldn't have to worry about the mechanics. A role that big with that many lines, it would have been very difficult.
It's really not an insult at all, because as a director, they're grown-ups or whatever, people who've been in the industry forever.